The ANC is marking its 109th anniversary under very difficult conditions. It comes as the number of COVID-19 cases in this country continue to grow exponentially. The country is also battling an economic crisis. President Ramaphosa will deliver the January 8 statement tonight. For more on this, I'm joined by ENCA's Mangoba Mchunu, who has an update for us. And there's a lot of expectation, Mangoba. What is COSATU saying about the ANC's January 8 statement and the build-up that...
Well, certainly to us, the COSATU saying that it will be watching with bated breath what the president has to say tonight. Of course, it is saying that on top of some of the issues it wants the president to touch on is the issue of job creations and also the issue of the economy and how the ANC plans to recover the economy, given the fact that it has been quite hit due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, that issue on its own is one of the issues that they want the speech to look into in terms of how they're going to deal, the battle plan that the ruling party has to deal with COVID-19. But in terms of the issue of the rollout of vaccines, what are the measures, what are the plans that government has? These are all of the issues that they want addressed in terms of COVID-19. But corruption is another issue, and of course they want the president to mention the issue of corruption, which of course has been quite an indictment on the ANC in recent years, given some of the allegations that have emerged from state capture and some of the senior leaders in the party being implicated in corruption, among them of course the Secretary General Mashilo. And of course they're saying that they're expecting a strong stance from the president when he delivers that statement of the National Executive Committee today on what it is it's saying about corruption and the steps that are going to be taken against those corrupt individuals. Of course, you recall that there's an issue also to us of the step aside clause, which was one of the resolutions of the 54th National Conference. And of course, it has been quite an issue that has been a bone of contention between the factions in the ANC, with some claiming that it's been used along factional lines to victimize others. So that issue we do expect, in fact, the president to touch on. And COSATU saying that, in fact, it's inescapable that the president would address this issue. They're expecting a lot in terms of clarity from the president, given some of those serious allegations that some of those leaders in the ANC are facing. So that's some of the issues. But in terms of the party and the state of affairs in the party, COSATU is saying that to us they're not quite happy with the state of affairs in the ANC. In fact, they're saying that the movement itself is not in good shape. I spoke to Pegin Chalinjali, and this is what he had to say earlier on.
You are getting the report that we are indicating that they could not discuss some of the issues we have said in our, we are going to say it in our messages, that we are not happy with the state of the ANC. People are speaking in different languages. There are many those who just go out without mandate and speak on behalf of the ANC and bringing the ANC to disrepute. So we're not happy about the state of the ANC. Even the state that the mere fact that the ANC can allow government not to honor collective bargaining. In our view, that is an attack to the Freedom Charter. That is an attack to the RDP. So how can then the ANC allow some of the things that are happening? So the state of the ANC, if you hear what people are saying about the Integrity Committee, etc., that the ANC for many years now has failed to revive the structures of the ANC Youth League. All those are indicators that the state of our movement is not healthy.
So, Mangoba, we've also been hearing from the SACP, particularly on the issue of Mashilo and the corruption allegations that he faces and the charges that he now faces. What are the communists saying?
Well, indeed, Tulas, they're also saying that they want that speech to deal strongly with corruption, saying that, of course, they expect that there will be a staff stance that will be taken against corruption. But on the issue of the SG, of course, they've also, we asked the question as to whether they were disappointed that this issue was never raised in that NEC meeting that took place yesterday. And we did hear of that report that was given in terms of that meeting. So what they're saying to us is that they do believe that perhaps maybe this is an issue that will be addressed at a later stage, and they're certainly hoping that it will be addressed. But they're saying that perhaps the ruling party should be given a time to work out and to configure some of those regulations in order to ensure that all of those people who have been implicated are dealt with in a consistent manner that does not go along factional lines. But take a listen to what Alex Mashilo had to say.
We cannot now jump and begin to act fractionally because it is Ace Mahashule and then demand this and that. While the African National Congress has given a direction, the ANC has said in order for this resolution to be implemented consistently, they have to develop guidelines. And those guidelines are very important to implement this resolution consistently from the branch level, from the regional level, in provinces and at the national level, without regard to the position one is holding. When this resolution is implemented consistently without regard to who is implicated, we will begin to see progress. That is what we want, not on this or that individual, but on everybody implicated by the resolution.
Alex Mashilo there in conversation with Manqoba Mchunu. How I would love Manqoba to be proven wrong in my skepticism about what we can expect from the ANC. I would love to have to come back here a few months from now and say, I'm sorry, I got it completely wrong. The ANC gave a grand vision and followed through with action, and things are working, they are fulfilling their promises, and we're not being sidetracked with palace politics and factions. I would love to do that. I would be very happy to do that.